This video is all about the top 10 functions that you should use right here in Google Sheets. First up, our query function, Google Sheets' secret weapon. This function retrieves specific data from a range using sequence-like commands. Let's get started with our example right here. So what I'm going to do is to pull out some data, which is our product and our price. So those entire columns, that would have a total that is over $1,000. Let's try it right here. So I'm going to start with the equal sign, put in your query function. There we go. And here is our syntax. We have our data, our query, and if we have headers, we can include them too. So in this example, let's select our data. That's the first part of our function. Go ahead and select that. There we go, comma. So that's our data. Let's go back to the top. And for our query, what we're going to do is to start with our quotation marks, put in our select, which is just one of the many clauses in our query function. If you want to check out more of this function, I'll be leaving a card at the top right corner for you to check out later. Continuing on with the columns that we are going to be pulling out, and that's column A and column C. And our clause where column E, which is our total right here, would be greater than $1,000. Put in our closing quotation marks, comma, and our headers, that's going to be a 1. Press enter, and here we have it. We have pulled out all the data that are selected, which is our column A and C for product and price, with the condition that their total must be greater than 1,000. There we have it. Moving on to our next function. So here our next function is the array formula, which automates formulas down to our columns. So this function applies a formula to an entire range or array of cells. In this example, we have this total, which we are going to apply a 15% tax. Now, what makes it easier in using our array formula? We only need to do that formula once and it will roll out all the functions within that column. So let's start with our equal sign. Always start with your equal sign with your formulas. Type in array formula or select it right here. Our array formula would be this range right here, multiplied by 15%, press enter, and here we have it. So with that simple function, we were able to roll out this simple formula all throughout this column right here. Next on our top 10 list would be our import range. So with your import range, pull live data from another sheet. So this function imports data from another Google Sheets file. I have another Google Sheets file open right here, and what I want to do is to import all of this data to this sheet. And I'm going to do that with the import range. Start your formula. Type in import range right here. So we have our syntax where we need our spreadsheet URL. Your URL would be found right here at the top. In the address bar, all you have to do would be to select that, right-click, and copy. Go back to your spreadsheet. In quotation marks, paste that in. Closing quotations, comma, and the range that you want to import. So what I want to do is to just import this part right here, first 3 columns of my data. So that's going to be from A1 to C26. That's your reference right there. And our sheet number, which is sheet number 1, let's go back and put that in. So here in quotations again, sheet 1, exclamation point, A1 to C26. Closing quotations, closing parentheses, press enter, and now we have imported that range from that other Google Sheets file. And there you have it. Moving on to our next function. We have our if function, our smart conditional logic. This function returns one value if a condition is true and another if it's false. We have this example where I want to put the condition that if this checkbox is checked, then it will return the value of paid in our order status column. So let's go ahead and do that. Start with your equal sign. Type in if. Here is our syntax. We have our logical expression, our value if true, and our value if false. Our logical expression would be if this cell is equal to true, So your checkboxes, if it's checked, that is the true value. And if it's unchecked, that's the false value. Comma, our value, if true, would be the word paid, which is our order status, closing quotations, comma, and unpaid if it returns the false value. Press enter, and we have the unpaid value because this one is unchecked. If we check it, there we have it. It has changed to paid. And there you have it. If we drag this formula down, that is what it's going to look like. Next up, we have our VLOOKUP function, which finds our data fast. This function searches for a value in the first column of a range and returns the data from the same row. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, start with your equal sign, type in VLOOKUP, or select it right here. We have our syntax, our search key, our range, our index, and if it's sorted or not. So let's start with our search key, which is this product right here, which is also found from our first row in our data. Then the range of our entire data right here, comma. Our index would be the column row, which we will return based on that search key. So that's going to be our price column, which is our third column right here. Put in a 3, comma, and if you want an exact match, just put in a 0, press enter, and there we have it. So we have extracted the price of this product using the VLOOKUP function. Drag that down, and we have the rest with the same formula. Next up, we have our unique function that removes duplicates in a flash. This function extracts only the distinct values from a list or a range. So in this example, if you want to know how many unique values there are in this list, you're going to use the unique function for that. Just put in your equal sign, type in unique or select it right there. We have our range, which is in this list right here. If we press enter, there you have it. You have a quick list of all the unique car brands found in this column right here. 7th on our list is our filter function, which displays only the data that you want. This function returns rows or columns that meet a specified condition. So in this example, we want to filter out all the companies that have their net worth or market cap in private. Let's go ahead and do that. Start with your equal sign. Type in filter. Here's our syntax. Let's go ahead and select a range, comma. Then put in our condition. We can put in as many conditions as we want, but for this one, I just want to have one condition where if this market cap is equal to the word private, then I want it to be filtered right here. If we press enter, there we have it. So here are all the companies that have their net worth or market cap in private. And there you have it. 8th on our list would be the split function. Now this function divides text into separate cells based on a specified delimiter. In this case, what we want to do is to separate all these names right here, which are 3 names by the way, into 3 separate cells right here. So we're going to do that with the split function. Go ahead and start with your equal sign, type in split, or select it right there. We have our syntax, select our text. Put in our delimiter, which in this case is a space, so that's quotation, space. And if we close that off, here we have it, just a simple split of all of these data right here. So you can also definitely do this with emails and addresses. And our second to the last would be our text function. Now your text function allows you to format a number or date as a text using a custom format. So if I were to do that with the today function, so your today function allows you to put in a day today. There you have it, comma. And our format with this would be, we want the entire month spelled out. Space, the full day, comma, and the full year in 4 digits. There you have it. Closing quotations, press enter, and here we have our day to day in this format right here. And there you have it. Last but not the least, we have our sort function, which organizes your data automatically. This function arranges your data in ascending or descending order based on one or more columns. So in this example, I want to sort these movies based on their box office revenue in ascending order. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, of course, start with your equal sign, type in sort, and here's our syntax. Let's select our range right here. There we go, comma. Our sort column would be our fourth column right here. Go ahead and put that in, which is our box office revenue, comma. And if we want this in ascending order, we can just put in 1 for true, close that off, press enter, and here we have it. We've successfully sorted this data right here in ascending order, where we have the lowest box office revenue at the top and slowly increasing downwards as we go to the bottom where it has the highest box office revenue. And there you have it. Those were the top 10 functions that you should definitely use right here in Google Sheets. Thank you for watching this quick tutorial. Make sure to subscribe for more helpful videos, and I will see you in the next one.